Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video, and this one is a huge video and we've got a ton of topics to go through as well, so let's get straight into this one. We have the news coming through from Fabrizio Romano saying Kylian Mbappe has informed PSG of his decision. He will not trigger the option to extend his contract until 2025. It means his current deal expires in 2024. PSG's position is they have no plans to lose him for free, obviously, because that would be stupid when he is worth so much money. Sign a new deal now, or he could be sold, and this has been reiterated by many sources saying that given his current intentions, he sent them a letter, a legal document saying that he will not extend, and the talk is now, okay, this transfer window, you're leaving unless you sign that new deal, and he said he's not. So that means Kylian Mbappe is likely moving this transfer window. How does that play into Chelsea? Well, we have a few reports. We have the Times reporting that Chelsea among clubs interested in PSG striker. We have a further update from Fabrizio Romano saying Real Madrid informed the original plan was swapped in 2024, so they'll probably push this ahead. But it looks like they've got Jude Bellingham over the line as well as a few other transfers, so whether they can even afford to is a different question. But the key point here for Chelsea is that Chelsea sources play down links, and we basically got to make a decision here. Are we reading into this too much in that Chelsea sources are playing down the links? Is this because they're trying to do some background deal? We know that these new owners have sort of expressed a bit of desire to get a superstar transfer over the line at some point and really push the club to another level when it comes to merchandising and commercial deals. This would certainly do that, signing someone like Mbappe. Or is it a case of Chelsea sources saying like, no, this isn't happening, don't even throw our name out there, we just finished 12th, we've got no Europe this next year, Mbappe's not going to be coming to Chelsea, we can't even afford the risk FFP wise at the moment. Maybe that's sort of also what they're thinking. So there's a few angles you can look at it. We have an update from Ben Jacobs, who says that Chelsea will not enter the race for Mbappe this summer despite having previous interest. So he's very much saying it's not happening, but then we've got other reporters saying that Chelsea are looking to go, they're in this race, they're going to offer something to PSG. My personal take on it, if you have the chance to sign someone like Mbappe, I think you probably just go ahead and do that. Let alone, what it means for footballing reasons, Chelsea, you'd have to think that we'd be minimum top 4 next season if we get Mbappe and address the other areas of need in the squad. But are Chelsea going to be able to do that? If you go and spend, I don't even know, like 100+ million on Mbappe, plus his wages, which are going to be ridiculously high, it does create a problem for the wage structure, which we've done a lot of good work to fix in recent times. We're getting a lot of these players, like Kante is now leaving, who's on one of the higher contracts. Lukaku is probably the highest paid player, and obviously Chelsea looking to get rid of him as well. We've got news on that later on in the video. So I think it creates a weird situation at Chelsea if you sign someone like Mbappe. But for the footballing reasons, I would absolutely urge the club to go for it. But financially, I would say no, stay away from this. This is a bit of a messy situation. We cannot afford to be throwing, £500,000-600,000 a week on one player. So that's my current take on it. We'll see how it unfolds. I'm sure there's going to be every club under the sun will be throwing a bid in and seeing, can we tempt him? I think it's just come at the wrong time for Chelsea. That if we were in a really good position, we'd had a good year, we're in the Champions League, we've got that money secured, all that sort of stuff, I think maybe Chelsea would have tried a bit harder, but we've got a lot of other areas to address. The club wants a new goalkeeper. I personally think that Kepa is someone that we could keep, for another few years, at least another season, but they seem to be pushing forward with a bid for, Andre Onana. You've got the midfield situation, we're losing Kovacic, Kante, Mason Mount probably leaving, so there's a lot of purchases that need to be made in the midfield unless we're going to promote, Andre Santos, Casadei, all these youngsters that aren't proven. It's just there's too much happening at Chelsea at the moment, so I would really understand if they go ahead and say, look, whilst this is, a once in a lifetime opportunity to sign someone like Mbappe before he goes to a Real Madrid or something like that, I just don't think we can do it, and it's a big shame. But my personal opinion is that this will not happen, but I would love to see it happen because Mbappe leading the line at Chelsea would be beautiful. Then I mentioned we have news on Romelu Lukaku, and it says Inter Milan are hoping for a further loan deal for Romelu Lukaku according to L'Equipe, which are a French publication, and this was being reported by a French football news publication. So, another loan deal. If Chelsea go ahead and do this, I think they're silly because there's other approaches for Romelu Lukaku. If we look here, we have an appointment took place yesterday in a large Parisian hotel between Al Hilal and Romelu Lukaku. The Saudis verbally offered a salary of 20 million a year. Keep in mind, I think Kante's on like 100, so they're lowballing him even though this is crazy money. The Belgian striker is interested but wants a lot more. Discussions will continue. So this, in my opinion, is the ideal scenario. If Chelsea can get him off the books, not only just wage-wise because they're going to offer him a lot more, but also we will get a transfer fee out of this, so this is the ideal scenario for me. Another loan deal going back to Inter, I don't even want to talk about another loan deal because him and Inter getting what they want is just, the nail in the coffin in this whole situation. He's happy, Inter are happy, and Chelsea are the ones losing out again. So this, getting him offloaded to the Saudi regime, Al Hilal club is the one that are currently looking at taking him on. I would really want this to happen. It says that he's interested, so he's interested in whatever package they're throwing. I'm sure they could comfortably throw more than 20 million pounds a year, or dollars as it's in here, at him, and hopefully it's something that he would accept. And then it's just a case of Chelsea and Al Hilal agreeing on a fee, and I do think that an agreement can be reached here. This is coming through Santi Aona, who is a Italian football outlet, I believe, and has currently been covering a lot of the sort of Saudi stuff. So this one, get this done, Chelsea. Out of all the things that are happening with the Saudi regime at the moment and taking all these football players, I'm gutted that Kante's gone, though injury-wise and wage-wise I think it can make sense for Chelsea. This one I would be eager to get done. Then we have an update on the Levi Colwill situation coming from Fabrizio Romano saying Brighton will bid again for Colwill and it's a £40 million proposal as called last week. You can see this quoted tweet here. And the same for Chelsea, no plans to let him leave, part of a long-term project. And I think that's key. We're going to have a situation on our hands though because he does seem rather eager to go back to Brighton. I think he's had an enjoyable time over there. But hopefully if we can, keep the interest away, not have him forcing a move, no transfer requests, nothing like that. If we can keep that away for this transfer window, show him in pre-season and in, the Premier League season, you're a part of our plans now. Like, Pochettino is a manager that will integrate him into the team. I'm confident of that. And showing him this over the next year hopefully means that, he'll feel the love at Chelsea again. He won't just think, I'm just one of these loan army players that is constantly being loaned out. He is a player we want at the club, and maybe even, a starting role next year. If Koulibaly ends up leaving, Trevor Chalobah looks like he's staying, but, there's room for him in this team on the left-hand side of the defence. So I'm very eager to get this one and sort of keep rejecting all the proposals. 40 million isn't a bad proposal, but when you think that we paid, was it 50, 60 for Cucurella? I would be expecting a lot more for someone like Levi Colwill. So on this one, keep rejecting it, Chelsea. I'm glad to see no plans to let him leave yet. Well, that's going to be the end of the video, guys. If you did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and you'll never miss a future video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.